Shake here again for first time in a little while after having taken a break from doing videos. I'm here in my M6 on the Fisherman's Bay map, platooned up with my wife in her STRV-74. A nice tier 6 Swedish medium with amazing gun depression. But of course, I am going to be here as the focal point of this video in the M6. A tier 6 American heavy tank that most people wrongly categorized as being a bad tank. This thing is actually a very nice DPM machine with a well-behaved 90mm gun and fairly good agility for a heavy. Not a super high top speed, but because of that big engine bay, it actually has a very large engine that gets it up to speed very quickly, and it actually has pretty good responsiveness, and it ends up lending itself to being one of my more favorite tier 6s, at least as far as the heavies go. The M6 itself has okay frontal armor, terrible side armor, good gun depression on a small turret that has decent armor on the front of the turret, but overall you play this thing more as fire support rather than frontline brawler. But in this game, of course, this is going to be a very nice finish to the game, and we will have a pretty hefty contribution from our tier 6 BK 30.01D. He will have himself a great game as well. Actually, he will take the top damage honors, but my contributions will be here at the start with some blind firing, a very, very typical bush there on the other side. As you see, I am actually doing this in third person so I can see if maybe I get a hit, and so far I don't believe so, but I continue to fire because I've got ammo to burn, and you never know how many times you might land some free damage. And now I'm moving up to see it, not only if I get hits, but also if I get spotted in return. Keep in mind, those bushes that I'm firing, the one on the left there and the one on the right, you've noticed I've focused far more on the left, but those bushes are very, very typical spots. Now I'm going to get here on this side of the building to protect my whole left side, including from artillery, and then I'm going to take some shots and try to get that Fury and VK on the enemy side to back off. So far so good. I actually take a hit from a VK 30.01H, and I put a blind shot right there, but as you see, the hit log, the hit indicator, was showing him a little more to the right, I believe. So I think my guessing on the blind shots here was incorrect. As you see, a little dust cloud in the distance there. Now I'm trying to land a hit on him, and I see on my minimap I've got a OI experimental coming around, so I'm gonna motor around here and engage him. I peek the corner with the camera and see what he's doing, where he's looking. He's looking away, and he is actually firing armor piercing out of the howitzer. If you take anything from that, never fire armor piercing out of the OI experimental's howitzer. I got a free 360 damage block there. Now I'm going to poke this corner here and see if I get spotted. No indication that I'm spotted unless I've been permanently spotted the whole time. See if I can't land a hit on that VK. So get rid of the enemy tier 6 heavy. And the VK 30.01H is firing at me still. And as you see now, I'm suspecting him to be in these bushes. So blind shots going in. Dust cloud means, of course, not a hit. I'm going to keep throwing some blind shots over there. This is a very sneaky guy. He's actually doing a good job there. And I'm going to cross here because I can't seem to spot him, but he's going to get free shots on me every time I poke that corner. And I'm seeing what looks like a bad situation on the other flank. We've lost the west, and I am moving back. I'm going to look. I stop here to see if I can't get a little assistance to our Churchill and hit the gun mantlet of the Fury. That's basically, it's just an E8, so if you hit it anywhere other than the gun mantlet, it'd be an easy penetration. Only have 63 millimeters of armor on the turret. But I'm getting in a position where I can do what the M6 does best. It's fire support. I keep taking some shots here on the T14 and try to finish him off here with a shot, guessing, but I had lined it up just a little too far behind him. But right there, my wife takes him out, and it looks for a moment like we have an okay situation at the base. I'm motoring back, but she is on very low health, and I don't seem to have a shot here. I throw it anyways, thinking that there might have been a fence or something to fire through. And then she goes down, and their P-43 BIS is pushing over, and T-67, it looks like I've got just a sliver of his turret, and I do not land that shot, which would have been nice. But we're losing our defenders. And I see that VK I had mentioned earlier, he's there. I'm pushing up to try to help. Here I get spotted, but almost land the shot. It fell just a little low. But KV-1 finishes off the P-43. The T-67, of course, is on capture. Now, the bad situation about pushing over through here is that if anyone's in the middle, they will have at least partial shots at points on you as you cross over here to get to the base. But I'm in the low ground, so I feel like I can push up a little bit. And I am motoring over here. The M4 is not on capture, as you see. Until just now, he had been taking fire and it wasn't resetting. So I've got to spot that T-67. There he is. Let's put a hit into him. Catch him on fire, which is nice. And now I'm going to finish off the M4A1. And as you can see, this is a replay from quite a bit ago because of the hit point pool is much lower. Actually, it would be a little harder, I think, to pull this off now due to the hit points. I'm going to get rid of the T. I've got to deal with this Panzer T-25. Unfortunately, he comes around and gets a free hit on me before I'm reloaded. And now I've got to be careful. The issue is in the center, and I've got to try to somehow manage to take out this Panzer T-25. And I'm looking at him. He makes the mistake of pushing around this left side of the rock, and I'm trying to bait him further around to where I can finish him off. Now, I'm going to sit here behind this and wait till I can go unspotted. Unfortunately, our SU-100Y was trying to help me out, and he pushed up on the road and was killed because, of course, there's no cover there. But now I am unspotted and motoring away. I do not want to get locked into there with 2 tank destroyers in play plus artillery, because then they could bracket me if they wanted to, one from the center, one from the west, or from the east, and then artillery, of course, just firing in at will. But I need to get at least somewhere they don't expect me. Otherwise, they're just going to pin me in. So I've got an idea where I want to go. There's a building right here up ahead of me that has shrubs on both sides of the building, as well as a bit of hard cover from the building itself, plus the rocks here to my right. So if somebody were to come through the town, I'll actually see them through the road ahead of me, or the road to my roughly 6 o'clock if I turn around like this. I actually spot the SU-100. He was trying to make a flanking maneuver around me. Okay, so now that leaves just the WZ and the artillery. Now, I'm spotted again, so now there's no element of surprise at this point. I wanted to let myself go completely dark, and now I'm going to move out. Of course, as you see, artillery there, trying to guess. So I am absolutely not going to go that direction. It takes 10 seconds roughly for you to go dark after you have been spotted previously.
something to keep in mind for the future there. I'm going to move through the city because it provides the most artillery cover, and it can actually, if I do run into the WZ who was spotted on this eastern flank, if I run into this, I can kind of dictate the engagement at least a little bit. I am firing premium because this is a do-or-die situation. I definitely want to see about getting both the win, as well as if I actually were to pull it off, it would be a Radley Walters by killing everybody. So I do want to get the win. Now, the Tier 6 WZ Tank Destroyer does not have that much armor. I don't genuinely need the APCR, but I am going to use it because of a few reasons. Just a little bit less RNG and a very, very high shell velocity. And both things just help cut down on a little bit of the misfortune, we'll say. Now, the M6 is mobile enough. I can still flank around. This is not a problem. There's still 4.5 minutes left of the game, and I can easily get back and reset this. I'm suspecting it was a WZ. He probably went up to the center when the SU was flanking around, and they were trying to indeed get me in a pincher. Well, when I didn't get spotted again after the SU died, the WZ probably just drove straight down from the central ridge to get on capture. And now he's probably wondering where I'm at. And if I was in something really fast, I would go to the center and try to spot him. But it's getting to the point where I've got to get him spotted. Now here, unfortunately, I cut it too close. I get spotted. So now there is zero surprise, and artillery is going to be coming in. And now there's just kind of a moment of pause here, because the capture is ticking down further and further. I have the wrecks of the tanks here, plus the gun depression I can use, and there he is. Finished off. Now, with him gone, I switch back over to regular ammo. The artillery misses, and that was just a flat miss. It was not due to me. He probably... He should have expected me to be sitting right there to reset base, because I was spotted on the trip in. Now, that took almost 2 minutes to do that. So now I'm in a time crunch. Again, the M6 is agile. It has good acceleration. It does not have a high top speed. You'll cruise in the 30s typically. Now it'll get up to the 30s very quickly, but distance is not key here, or distance is not on my side. It's a long ways to go uphill, even with a good strong engine. I'm looking at the timer. That's 2 minutes and 10 seconds. It takes 1 minute and 45 seconds for a tank to capture by itself. I'm looking at the capture circle. I'm looking at it. I'm not going to make it. I have less than 10 seconds to get there at this point, and I am not going to make it. Less than 5 seconds. And there it is. I cannot win by capturing. I can't. But there's the artillery. There he is on the move. My only chance for this to not be a draw is to kill him. That's it. The only chance I have. And he's faster than me by a lot. The M41 HMC can actually travel at he can hit 50s. And he's already on the downhill side of this map. So he's going to be able to hit his top speed. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. There's the minute warning. I haven't spotted him yet, because the only two things he could be doing is traveling across capture if he makes that mistake, or he went up the corner. There's the signal. He actually was driving down to the far corner. He's just running. Now, there he is. There he is. Lead the shot. got him with HE. And that secures the Radley Walters, the win, and an ace. Let's go ahead and take a look at the results. And of course, that is Ace Taker and Radley Walters in what is a really close finish. Under a minute to go to kill the last tank, and he's at the very edge of my view range. Now, it wasn't just me that contributed to this. I did get the Radley Walters, I got a Defender, and of course, if you get Radley Walters, you also get a Top Gun. And I did get a boatload of damage and the highest experience. However, the VK there on our team, he did a great job. And my wife didn't get near the top there on the finish, but she did get a couple of very key kills towards the end. So it definitely was a team effort. But that was an Ace and Radley Walters in the M6 on Fisherman's Bay. Hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.